Hello everyone, welcome to Data Science with Partha. In today's video, we will discuss some of the attributes of the series object, namely the transpose, array, at and the access attributes. So we begin by importing the required libraries. So I'm in my PyCharm, and as we can see, we have imported pandas and we have from scikit-learn we have imported datasets. Now once these are imported, the next step is from the datasets we are going to choose the iris data. So the way we are going to do is we are simply going to say datasets dot load underscore arrays. This particular information we are saving it in a variable called as data. Now data is in the form of a dictionary, and it's holding a lot of different other information. So we are going to convert this into a data frame so that we can easily access our data. The way we can do it is I'm going to create another variable called df, short form for data frame, and in that we'll say pd dot data frame, and inside data frame we'll simply say data dot data, and for the column names, so we have this columns, and inside the columns we are going to say data dot feature names. And as soon as we run this, now you have this new variable called df, which is a data frame, and if you click this view data frame, you can see that our data is in the correct format now. So we have the sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. The next thing that I'm going to do is we are going to take a new column called as target, and inside target we are going to give it the information from data dot target, which is actually short for the target variable. So if we run this, now our data frame will consist of all these columns with the target column being in the end. So whatever new column we create is always loaded inside the end of the data frame. Now that our data is ready, let's discuss about the attributes. So the first attribute we would discuss about is that of transpose. So when we talk of transpose, we mean converting the rows into columns and vice versa, that is columns into rows. So let's apply the transpose on the describe method on this particular data frame and see what is the output. So that when we write the describe method and if we run this, we get an output something like this. For every column, Python is going to actually give us some other calculations like the count, the mean value, standard deviation, minimum, maximum and the quartile ranges. Okay, but if we actually have all these column names as particular row names, then we could have actually focused on any one particular parameter. So let's say if I was interested in the mean value, I can actually look at the column of the mean and I can see the mean value of all these particular columns that are there in the data frame. So the easiest way we can achieve this is if we use the dot t, that is short for transpose. So if we run this now you can see that we have our column names that on those particular names, that is sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width, all of them as row names, and these particular values have become the column names. So this is a more compact way of looking at the information, and this is what transpose does for us. Now let's consider only the sepal length column to create a series object. So all we need to do is we are saying from the data frame we are going to go for the sepal length. Can actually copy it from in here. So let's copy that and we are going to paste it in here. So if we run this, now you can see that we have a series object of sepal length and we have about 150 elements in here. Now let's say we go for the next attribute. So we would want to convert this entire series into an array. So to convert the entire series into array, you can simply go for the dot array attribute. So if we write dot array and if we run this, now you can see the entire values have been converted into an array of numbers. Okay. The third attribute that we are going to discuss about is the at attribute. Now the at attribute helps us to access a single value for any given label. So we know when we talk of the series object, we have the elements and for every element we have a label attached to it. So for example 5.1 has a label of 0 or 5.9 has a label of 149. So using the at attribute we are going to access a single value for any given particular label. So for that let's just take the series again. And instead of the array attribute, I'm going to say dot at, and let's assume we want to take out the value of the last element, that is 149. We want the value of 5.9. Then we can simply say at, and instead of the regular braces we can go for the square braces and we can type 149. That is the label name. And if we run this, you can see that we have the value 5.9 that was over here. So using the at attribute, you can take out the value. We can take always a single value for any given specified label. Okay. Finally, we have the axis attribute. Now the axis attribute returns the list of row axis labels. So we would, in our case, all the elements, we have about 150 elements, and suppose we are asking for the axis attribute, it should give us the numbers from 0 all the way till 149. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to copy this particular piece of code. And here all we have to type is axis. And if we run this, you can see that instead of giving out the numbers, writing every element, it has given us in a more compact format like range index start 0 stop 150 with a step size of 1. Now the stop 150 is not included inside this particular list, so it starts from 0 and it actually stops at 149. Okay, so this is what I have for you in this particular video. In the next video we will take a look at another set of attributes of the series object. So if you found this video useful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you.